Barbados. Well, let's see how those humans live in this tiny island in Caribbean. Let's go with population. But first, if you are interested in those kind of videos, I have more on the channel. Keep subscribing, keep liking, and also leave some comments, especially if you live in these areas or you visited, so can actually have some conversation. So, Barbados, 282,000 people and going down. So, 1955 only 223,000 people, with a growth rate about 1.2%, 1.3%. That will be roughly around 2,600 people. Migration on minus 3,500, around that number. Median age around 21 years old. Fertility rate 4.4. Pretty very high, I would say. Not exactly extremely nonsense, but still very high. Urban population 37%. Now look at this, 2025 population didn't grow that much. It's 282,000 people. Yearly change is 0.06%, or roughly around 156 people. Yeah, it was just some guy that want to invite me somewhere, I don't know. Now 2025, like I said, 282,000 people, 0.06% increase, 156 people. Migration 87 on minus this time. The median age, look at this, 40 years old. Ooh, double it. Fertility rate now much more manageable, 1.7, and they got below replacement. Look at this. Ooh, from 1980s, which is way further than pretty much other countries. Urban population 32%, they decrease in that too. Pretty interesting numbers, I would say. So by 2050, let's see these numbers, 264,000 people in this region, almost the same like it was used to be 100 years ago. So the peak of the population was let's say in 2030, they say, around that year, or even 2025, we're gonna see exactly, but still pretty interesting. So in 2050, minus 0.5% decrease in population. That will be roughly around 1,300 people. Migration around minus 200. Median age, look at this, 44 years old. Fertility rate 1.6, 1.7, keep they say that constantly. And the urban population 43%, so now they're gonna increase a bit in that department. Life expectancy very high here, 76 years old for both sexes. Females around 79 and males around 74. Very good numbers. Infant mortality rate 10.7 and death under age of 5, 12. Oof, here is not exactly that great, so clear the medical system has some trouble there. Official language, it is English. Ethnic group, look at this, 92% are black. 3.1 mixed at only 2.7 whites. Religion 75 Christianity and 20% no religion. Pretty interesting that too. And now let's go with some demographics, and then we go back if we don't have some economic numbers that great. Demographics, as you can see, the pyramid here, very interesting. Look at this, how balanced it is. Not a huge male surplus in population here by the age of, I think, 6, 8, it kind of stopped, and then they go in a small female surplus population with some few exceptions, like around 30, 32, 34, around that age, and then they go for female surplus. Very interesting, I would say, pyramid. The base is getting narrow, yeah, the population is going to go down, but interesting to see that female surplus. Pretty interesting, yeah. GDP in 2025 around 7.5 billion US dollars, which is pretty much nothing, let's face it, and PPP around 6.7, so even worse than PPP in the value. Growing rate around 4%, and with the last few years around 2-3%, around that, not that great. GDP per capita 25,000 US dollars and PPP 23,000, so it's even less than the value of the dollar. GDP per sector is around agriculture 1.5, industry 9.8, and services 88%, which is pretty good. Inflation around 3.6, 3.7% in 2018, keep in mind, quite a while ago. 2017, 10% unemployment. That's pretty high, I would say. They export a lot to US and they import a lot from the US, so yeah, now no secret there. Corruption in these tiny islands. Let's see if they have some numbers here for us. Where is here? Barbados, look at this, 68 points and grew 1 point. So pretty good. They are perceived less corrupt, and pretty soon they're gonna go in actually in blue. So good, actually great for them. Gini coefficient, I don't have here, I don't think they have that that much data from that part, so yeah, I would say yeah, I didn't find it, so I thought it's gonna be here for a second, but no, in the economic I don't think it's gonna be here either, but it's supposed to be here. I'm not sure if I missed it, but yeah, probably not exactly extremely great, but yeah, let's go. Yeah, history, if you're interested in that, you can see here clearly a British colony right here, British Barbados. Yeah, no secret in that department. Now let's see how those people actually, fun fact, actually Rihanna is from here, which is gonna be pretty interesting to check that. So let's go, let's say randomly on the map, let's say on the district, let's see how those people actually live here. Well, I like this guy on the bike, very nice. Houses, well, very colorful, which I like that, but not exactly very modern either, so yeah, this one actually looks more Nordic. If I see a house like that in Greenland, I would say yeah, pretty authentic. Here not so much. Well, they have some bars here, but let's not get too judgmental about that. We don't see that many. Okay, here's some barbed wire, but again, it's kind of a deposit for something, so yeah, some bars here. Okay, things are not looking that great for them. A lot of bars on the windows so far, but maybe it's not exactly that bad. It's just a few people that, let's say, they are more cautious than others. Let's see what else can we find. Yeah, I can see clearly 90% black. You can see pretty much everywhere. Bars on the windows here too, and this is a supermarket, so that things not looking that great for them, but it is what it is, I guess. Nice roads are looking pretty good for them. Unfortunately, we don't have that many street views in every single street, so we're gonna have to deal with what we have, which is not exactly that much. This is 2020, by the way, in this pandemic year, and it looks pretty good here, this area. Not so bad, I have to say. Look at this, I kind of like it. Those clearly are from rich people, so unfortunately the quality of those street views is not exactly spot on, not that sharp, let's face it. What else? Okay, road pretty good. They have some space between them, but not exactly how much I would like to see. Here I don't see some bars on the windows, which is pretty good, so clearly they have some good areas, let's say crime free. It looks a bit abandoned, I don't know why. It's just, or at least not finished yet. Not, I don't know, not something that I would like to see in even this year in rich neighborhoods. Not sure exactly what's happening there, but it doesn't look that great, so I'm gonna move on. Can we find rich neighborhoods just by, what is the capital? Is right here, Barbados. I think it's this Bridgetown. It's pretty big, so yeah, we can say around this area is gonna be the capital. Can we find rich neighborhoods just looking from above on those pools? Usually they like to stay on the hills, but I don't think they have hills here, so yeah. Let's follow the green there. Okay, we find something, but I think those are like hotels or something like that, because they have a pool, and then people pretty much stay around that. Let's look this one. Looks like apartment buildings, which I'm not exactly a big fan. Oh my god, that's a horrible 360. I'm not sure exactly what they're aiming for there. Doesn't look that great. It definitely has to be some rich people in some area. Yeah, probably is this one right here, but they don't have the 360s here to check them, or street views. It looks rich to me. It looks like a lot of pools, a lot of, I don't know, green, a lot of trees. It's more rich, let's say, than other areas. But let's look some random. Like I said, I'm not looking for the good ones, the bad ones, just like an exercise. Here it doesn't look so great. It's a 360. We can go deep on that street, so yeah. Let's check this part here. Here they seems to have quite a few. Now, no bars on the windows here, so it's pretty good. Not so bad. Again, they kind of miss trees here. When you add, let's look at this. When you add plants and trees, it's gonna look 10 times better immediately. So even it might actually increase the price of the property, not just yours. Maybe if all the street put some nice trees there, you might actually make some more money. That's okay. See, that's a real estate advice. Yeah, I think every house on this type of the roads, the streets, pretty much the same. Cars. This is 2019, just before pandemic, and not exactly appealing, I have to say. When you think Barbados, when you think Caribbean, not exactly what I have in mind. Could this, if you show me that footage right there, that shot, could be from anywhere, I would say, you know, I don't know, could be even in South America, in the middle of, let's say, nowhere. It's like, I don't know, 1,000 kilometers or 1,000 miles in any direction until you're gonna reach a beach. So yeah, not exactly that appealing. Let's move on to the other regions. Here they have some sort of a town, but again, I cannot check them. They didn't go that deep in details there, but from this main road, I believe it's pretty decent. This house actually is pretty nice. That one not so much. Let's check this ones here. 2019 again, a lot of land available, which is pretty good. When you have a lot of land available, that means at least you have some cheaper prices, usually. Not always a rule, but you know, can keep some hopes up. Here again, yeah, pretty randomly selected house. I'm not sure exactly what they're aiming for when they build those, and for some reason I cannot go on those street views. Just I can see them, not go deeper in the detail. Probably they have some building codes here, because I don't see so far that many properties close to the beach, so they seem to keep some distance, as you can see here. They have something built here, but they keep some distance, maybe because of the soil is not exactly that welcoming, the land, but still could be some building code. It was something there, but unfortunately I don't think I can see it. Yeah, probably wasn't even built in 2019, so they just got built after that. They are solar panels from what I can see, so yeah, they have some sort of the energy independence. Let's see these ones. Well, it's a tiny island, not that many, not that much land, but quite significant population for such a small place. So as you can see even from the above, when you look at them, we're gonna see a lot of populated area with just few of them just got left here, just a few patches of land. I can understand why the population is gonna go down pretty soon. Even though there are some land in some area, just not exactly enough for everybody, and I cannot go in that direction for a reason. Let me check this one. Okay, here you can let us. Okay, this is a nice house. See, a lot of trees, which is good. The road is pretty good. Not so bad. Again, it stuck there. Not sure exactly why. Let's go on the beach here on the 360. Maybe it's a nice place. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. I like it. Look at this. They have two ladies here. Now, this is not garbage, by the way. It's just from the sea. When you see that, I don't judge them by that, even though you can clean that up as a government here, because that's a lot. You need some special machinery to pick that up, but, or manual labor, but it's gonna take much more time and it's not worth it. Beach is pretty clean. I don't see garbage, I don't see nasty stuff, so yeah, only natural stuff, that's allowed, always allowed. So yeah, pretty good. I'm not sure exactly, somebody making from the house here. Well, at least it used to be a house. Used to be a nice one. What happened here? Pretty bad. But it's not the same, so maybe somebody just rebuilt it? Not sure exactly what's happened there. That's a nice house from above. At least it looked like that. Let's check the beach here again. You can see those algae or whatever they have here from the satellite. Now, I can see some garbage here that I don't like that. This is 2017. I don't know, maybe they have some hurricane, because I can see some debris here. I don't know, but it does not look that great. Those rocks here are pretty nice. I like it. Somebody says, try to say something here in 2016, I guess, and this is 17. Okay, maybe some, you got them with an error here. Maybe it's actually 2016 and not 17, but maybe they uploaded in 2017, or maybe they got approved. I don't know how what politics Google has for those 360s or street views, but there is definitely a difference for at least a few months, good months. Let's check them here. Yeah, the yard's not so great. They have a construction that wasn't finished. No bars on the windows, which is pretty good. Probably it's a dog here, which is get locked away when it's probably not behaving well. Here, a lot of plants. I like this guy here. Very nice. I don't like his fence, but he have some plants. This one, not so much. Yeah, not exactly the paradise, I would say. Some people doing very well, others not so much, if you're pretty much next to your neighbors. You might do pretty well, but your neighbors might do very poorly. So see, that Gini coefficient probably cannot be that great. Yeah, the sea is nice, but they have this algae or whatever it is that kind of spoil the thing. They have a beer here, which is pretty good. Enjoying the life, I guess. Here there is some sort of mega hotel resort. Look at this, the giant. And they don't have one 360 here, or maybe a club or something, I don't know, but it's absolutely a giant one. Look at this. And this is probably again from rich neighborhoods. I can see everybody has a pool and some land, but not that much trees, so not exactly sure how rich can you be when you have pretty much unwasted land around you. But hey, maybe it's just my opinion. Let's check the main roads, but it goes to that whatever is there. Okay, the roads doesn't look so great. I have to say, it's not that great of the road. What it's on the side, again, not that great. So clearly the rich one are deeper, closer to the coastline. Here again, they have some few examples that are doing very well, others not so much, even though there are not that many people in the first place. It's kind of sad to see even that when but again, yeah, the economics opportunities probably are very low. But look at this, some of them they're doing very well, and right next to them, I'm not saying it's doing bad, but clearly not that well, let's face it. So yeah, they could be much better, but we're gonna see with the future. Probably again, if the population start going down, the corruption is not that high, and in that is going down. Medical system again, not that great, but maybe they can improve that. This is actually a big house. Maybe we can see in the future, probably by 2050, gonna have a much clear image where they're gonna stand, in which direction they're gonna go. You're gonna go for I don't know, a better equality for all. Look at this garbage, or it's gonna pretty much stay the way they are today. And it's gonna be interesting with this AI stuff. I always mention them because I think they're gonna have a huge influence, especially on the construction market. I have a feeling that we're gonna see robots digging for, I don't know, lead some pipes, some cables. You're not gonna need humans. You're gonna do that pretty much 24/7. Cheap, I mean extremely cheap. How much gonna pay for one robot? Probably like $10,000, something like that in the future. So that's how much. Best case scenario, I don't know, a year. Worst case scenario, a year's salary of the worker, and that worker doesn't work non-stop. So yeah, we're gonna have some huge advantages in that department. We're gonna see how they're gonna balance that out also with the humans. The future, it is clear. You don't have to mention it anymore. It's like the dream always was have robots working for us, even though it might be some tough time until we're getting there. The overpopulation clearly doesn't help. It is what it is. Oh, that's a nice place. Look at this. But I guess the future is gonna be it's gonna be better in this regard. When probably the next generation is gonna look. Do you work for money? You used to work for money. You used to be hungry. and they even can understand the concept of that, exactly how that many people cannot understand that, hey, you have a CD, what is that? The CD is portable, you listen music to that CD, not to mention about the floppy disk. So yeah, it's actually ancient. So yeah, it's gonna be the same, which is good, I guess. Yeah, fine. I have nothing against that. A lot of meaningless jobs that we have now, they have to disappear. Just doesn't make any sense to keep them. But a beach here is pretty nice. I like it. So yeah, overall, again, this is the home, I guess, when the Rihanna was born. Barbados looks pretty good, and they have the one of the best flags that I've seen. It looks nice. Again, not that much equality for all, I would say, but also not so bad. Clearly, it could be improved, but we see much worse, much worse. Some of those guys have some huge houses, which kind of don't understand it, but fine, I guess it is what it is. I guess they don't have to heat them, so that's why they make them so big. Just build them once and that's it. No, you don't have to worry about that. The roads, yeah, the roads need some improvement in that department. I do not see them that well. So yeah, that could be a huge improvement in infrastructure. Otherwise, oh, that's a rich guy. Look at this huge house. Let me check this one. Huge house, don't even see it, and a nice pool. And that's even bigger right there. So yeah, they doing very well. They doing, look at this, absolutely giant of the house. And right next to them, we're gonna have those people that living like this. Well, not so bad. Those ones, they have pink trash cans. I thought for a second that was a church, but no, it's a TV antenna, satellite antenna, dish, satellite dish. Yeah, looking pretty good even here. But again, this front of the house, not so much. But they, again, there are some people that are doing very well, very well. And again, with the dropping in population, probably Barbados, such a small island, I would say, like, I don't know, doing pretty well for if the population is gonna be like 10,000 people, maybe 15,000 people. Here clearly it's for rich. Seeing from the above, it's just super rich here. Look at the houses, look at the pools, the golf course, and we don't even have access to see it. Just this road. Let's see if you can pick something. No, not even close. Probably those cars are from workers that work in those gated community, I would say. This is speculating. Yeah, look at this. Those are rich of the rich. Creme de la creme it is here, and they have probably a nice beach here, but even that we cannot see it. Hopefully it's not exactly private, but they doing, look at this house here. It's, man, rich of the rich. And like I always say, follow the green, and you're gonna find it. You're gonna find those rich guys. It doesn't matter if it's about green money or green land. They like green here. Rich people always like green. Look at it. Don't even see them. See, that's privacy. That's all I say. When you put trees or plants, you add that privacy, you're always gonna increase, let's say, the value of your property at some point. Because look at it, how nice they look. Let's check in this one. I don't think we're gonna see that much. See, a lot of trees, a lot of, yeah, they're doing well here. No secret about that. Like I say, even from above, look at those. Every single house has a pool. Every single house looks amazing. Even though I cannot see it from the ground level, I can only see it from above, and I can say it is nice. So those people are definitely rich. Just got stuck here for whatever reason. They are the one that know how to live. Let's call it like that. Let me clear this up. Oh, it's clear. Good. Yeah, they have golf course here. They doing well. Oh, they even continue right here. Still they doing pretty well here too. Look at this. Unfortunately, they're not 3D, so I can actually check them in detail. But oh, we have a 360 here. Okay, let's see it from the golf course how well it is. Yeah, I don't think I need to say more. Gated communities, I guess. Extremely expensive. So you see, some people living so much, don't living so well. Others absolutely kill it. Look at these guys here. Just come on. Hope it's a store, not actually house. But even those, actually, it's a nice house. This one, I'm not complaining about this one. Actually, pretty good. but you don't have that land around you, don't have that pool, you don't have that, even the road is not that great. You can see a lot of traffic, a lot of noise, a lot of trash there, even though it's close to the beach, which is pretty good. Ooh, something happened here, probably a bar or something like that. Yeah, look at this. It's a bar with some rooms for renting, maybe, I don't know, but the beach, it is pretty nice. And this is 2015. Ooh, such a long time ago, man. Looks pretty good, pretty good. Okay, we have something here. Let's check those ones. Not exactly in those great neighborhoods, but still pretty decent. Yeah, we found the rich ones. We know where they live. They're living pretty good for them. They still have room to build more, as you can see in some areas, but look at this guy, how big is the house it is. Not sure exactly who owns a house like that, but they seem to do pretty well. What is happening here? It wasn't built in 2019, but clearly they built something here. Yeah. Overall, yeah, Barbados. Rihanna definitely has to have a house in that neighborhood right there. Probably the biggest one. She done well in life. Here on the beach, again, very rocky, I would say. Look at those guys. But still, nice, manageable, let's say. Yeah, overall, Barbados has some really nice places. I mean, just again, if you are rich there, whew, you're gonna do pretty well. If you are not that fortunate, well, you might run in some troubles, but you can see the data doesn't exactly lie. Migration, it is slowing down, not like it used to be, but still on minus. Median age going up and fertility go down, which is not a bad thing, but population doesn't go exactly down as fast as they might need. Like I said, probably for a place like this, around 10,000, 15,000 people should be enough. Clearly there are way more than that, so yeah, it's gonna be, let's say by 2050 you're gonna have a clear image how they're gonna land, where exactly they're gonna land. I would say not so bad. Also, look at it, they have some nice hills here if you want to have a house in the hills. Probably again it's not gonna be a cheap one, but Barbados, yeah, it could be. You can see nice lands, absolutely huge houses. Those probably are millions of dollars just to build, not talking about the land. So yeah, it's not gonna be cheap when you build something like that anywhere in the world. If you wanna have, let's say, marble on the floor, it's not gonna be cheap. You wanna have like gold on the walls, it's not gonna be cheap. It could be in Somalia, doesn't matter. It's the materials that they're not gonna be cheap. So that's another problem that we have pretty much globally with materials. They should get cheaper to actually be affordable. And actually, look at this. That's a pretty nice house. Again, it's on 2 floors. I don't particularly enjoy those, but still pretty nice one for this region. This one looks like an abandoned project at some point because they're just trying to make it and just abandoned. This one, not so sure exactly, not exactly a fan of those designs. But yeah, again, some of them you can see doing pretty better, pretty good. Others not so much. Here they could be improved, but you need the city help for that. You just at some point, when you're talking about neighborhoods and comparing these ones with, let's say, those ones. I mean, just look at the house here, how big it is. Just you cannot even look at it from the satellite how big it is. From the ground level, whew, it's gonna be absolutely huge. Yeah, those a bit more manageable, but still huge houses and expensive ones. So yeah, clearly a very big differences, and not so far. I mean, just pretty much a few meters from that one. You have something like this. Not exactly great planning, but yeah, probably in the future gonna see a better one. Well, I guess that's all about Barbados. We see quite enough, I'd say. Pretty nice place, especially if you are rich. Nice beach also. Unfortunately, we don't have that many 360 to check them very in much more detail, but it looks very nice. Look at this, 2017. It looks nice. Maybe not that much, that view there, but it looks nice. So yeah, if you are from this country or you visited at some point and you have something to add, maybe I missed something, be my guest in the comment section. Until next time, check the other videos that I have and See you next time.